What's up YouTube? It's Mad Dog here, back with another guide video. So today's guide is going to be on Fighter. Now I was going to make a guide on Gunner, but I don't have Gunner ready. I don't have anything weapon related ready or anything. So I'm just going to do a Fighter real quick. I know it's not the most popular class, but I decided I may as well go ahead and do it real quick for you guys. So with the three things I always discuss, first will be weapons, then will be skills, and then I gave a little tutorial on battle of how I use Fighter. So just a quick little disclaimer before I get started with the video. The skills I use and the weapons I use, they're what I use. So I know in my previous videos people were giving me recommendations on why I'm not using this ring, or why am I using this many rods, or etc, etc. Just keep a note, this is how I play. I'm doing a recommendation if you want to play like how I play, or something similar. My playstyle is different than yours, other people who make guides, etc, etc. So just a little disclaimer, and with that out the way, let's get stuck in with the video. So on Fighter, I really only use two weapons, which I will show you right now. I use double sabers, and then I use twin daggers. Now my double sabers, since today is boost week and tonight's actually the last day of boost week, I kind of messed up. Had a soul I was going to fix at 90%, and of course, thanks to Doodoo, it failed. So I'm stuck without one soul. But as you can see, it's decently augmented. Could be a little better. Noble Might, Spirit 3, Might 4, Modulator, and Mastery 2. Let's go for Mastery 3, but I kind of messed up and didn't have enough Mastery 2s with me, so I'm stuck with 2. So, you know, it's like I said, it's fine. You know, I'm not going for like the uber best fighter or whatever. I just need a decent one. So for my twin daggers, again, I messed up on a skill or two, but that's perfectly fine. I didn't get them grinded up to 35 yet, but I got Might Boost, Might 3, Leon Soul, and Mutation 1. So, you know, I have a little time in the rest of Boost Week to get these weapons fixed up real quick, which I plan on doing, but that's just how they happen right now. So, for my armor, I have this armor set. I can't pronounce the name of that set, and I'm not going to, but I did mess up on one of them, but that's okay. So these are my soul for my headpiece, my back piece. Here's my arms. Like I said, I messed up a little bit, and then here are my legs. So boost week's been good, plus bad for me, which is fine. You know, you live and learn, and you succeed where you don't, succeed where you can. So those are it for my weapons and armor. And let's get to the meat and potatoes, the skills. So again, like I said, the disclaimer, this is how I use my skill set for Fighter. Use your Fighter how you use it, but this is how I use it. And we have a few skills that I would recommend that you guys get, so let's do this. So for a Fighter, I sub Hunter for a lot of the skills that I use, which I'll explain a little later on. So of course, I've got my melee power plus 5 to get access to other skills. I've got my double saber focus, and then the double saber wind parry. So the double saber focus, when you land a hit, you build your gauge, unleash a tornado, which again, I'll show you in a little battle simulator little thing, poor Rock Bear, that I'll do later on. Of course, the wind saber, the double saber wind parry, block attacks with your double saber. And then for twin daggers, focus gauge by how many times you jump in the air, which is a little weird. And of course, somersault, which when you're doing somersaults, your gauge gets up and you can actually move around. So make sure you get those two skills if you plan on using doubles with your twin daggers, and then of course these two skills if you're using double saber. Now I don't have any in Knuckles, but I plan on maybe using them if I find a Nemesis Knuckles or whatever really good pair of Knuckles. And of course for my stances, I've got them all maxed out. So Valiant stance, more damage attacking from the front, and then you get more bonuses for attacking them in the front, and then more critical damage for attacking them in the front. Wise stance is the same thing, but from the rear. So Valiant stance is passive, Wise stance is active. So make sure you put Wise stance on your palette. So when you turn Wise stance off, Valiant will always be in use. Of course, Adrenaline increases the duration of shift and D-band by 30 seconds. And then I was going to put these skills in that grants a bonus damage when you perform perk attacks when you string different skills. And then the second part of it reduces the PP consumption when you do the same thing. So if you're going to switch between using one technique or one photon, string them back to back, will be good for your damage. So me, I tend to use the same maybe once or twice, so it would really apply to me that much, but that's it. Your results may vary. So there's chaser damage and half-line boost. Me personally, I wouldn't bother with these because they kind of revolve around the enemy having status effects. Unless you really have a weapon that it can do some really good status effects, I wouldn't really bother with these. But again, if you do, you can go for it. Like, you can bind people and stuff like that. So again, wouldn't really bother with these two, but if you do, more luck to you. So of course I have Deadline Slayer and Half-Line Slayer. These I think two skills where I think you should get the most. So Deadline Slayer, as the name implies, if you fall below 25% of your hit points, your melee attack power, range attack power, and your tech power will go up by 150%, which is a really good skill. And then Half-Line Slayer does the same thing, but at 100. So I maxed these both out. And they got Crazy Heart, which will boost your automatic PP recovery following your attack after you have a status limit, which comes into core with another skill. And then Crazy Beat, which boosts your melee power when you have a status element. Again, in conjunction with another move, or another ability, which will be Overload. So Overload temporarily grants you a damage bonus, but reduces your max HP. So what that means is, at level 10, it drops your max HP to 25%, which will kick in Deadline Slayer and Half-Line Slayer, gives you a damage potency boost by 20%, with a cooldown of 90% and a duration of 60%. So in 30 seconds, you won't have the skill active, but of course it makes you a really massive glass cannon, which is why I sub Hunter. And of course the Photon Charge Overload will completely restore your PP when Overload's over. So both these skills can only be used as main class, so other class can't be super broken, which makes a lot of sense. And of course, why I sub Hunter, which I think you should, is for Iron Will. Now Iron Will help you to not die from a hit that will actually kill you at 75%. You have that hit or miss chance that it'll activate, but I think if you're going to be using Overload, you sub Hunter, so you can actually have that ability to survive the hit, and then have that invincibility window for 5 seconds to maybe use a Diamate or heal or get out the way and heal. So that's why I think it's a really good skill to use. Again, you have a 25% chance of dying, but 75 is more than 25. So oftentimes I'm in battle and I think I'm about to get killed, it kicks in and I'm good. So that's it for the skills. I'll do another Hunter video, so I won't go through much of the skills, but with the skills out the way, let's do a little swipe to battle, shall we? I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, and here we are, because this rock bear hasn't had a bad day. But anyway, before I get to the damage tutorial and everything like that, I forgot to point out my rings, which I should have done that. So, I use Twin Dagger's Air Pursuit, which is a really important skill, especially if you're using Twin Daggers, as this will let you home into the enemy per attack. So I recommend getting this ring if you're using Twin Daggers. If not, you can use anything else you'd like. And then of course I have HP Restorate, which will heal my HP when I'm taking damage, which is good if you're taking a lot of damage and you get to 1 HP with Iron Will, and it quickly heals you and gets you out the way. So you can have the opportunity for Iron Will to kick back in. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So I'm going to go ahead and do Double Saber first, build up my gauge really quick, and then show you how Double Sabers work and then how Twin Daggers work. So of course, your weapon action, you have this which creates tornadoes. And then with my PAs, which again I should have shown my other video, just a little while ago, I just use Sarah PA. I use Rumbling Moon, which is this little twirl on the ground, and then I use Illusion Fury, which is a nice good rush of attacks with your Double Saber, and then Hurricane Whirl, which throws your Double Saber out, a little hurricane, and then you use your action button to create a hurricane, and then Waylay Drop if I need to just get in quick with the enemy. And then for my Twin Daggers, I use Facet Folia, Then I use Wild Rhapsody, Orchestral Conductor, and then Sarabande Shredder. So with that, let's get down to the Rock Bear, who, like I said, haven't really left day anyway, and let's speed him up. So without further ado, let's get this started. So like I said, first I'm just gonna build the gauge up. And then with that, you just hit your weapon palette and you do your tornado. And I can see you do a lot of damage if you just do this. So you can do just, not a lot of strong hits, but you can do a lot of small hits that could do some really good damage. And of course, fighter's not complete without overload. So as you see, my HP just dropped and kept me down there, and since I'm under a status effect, my damage is just gonna go straight up. Now, of course, in regular battle situations, you'd be more impressed to fight an enemy, especially if you're fighting like really fast enemies. And of course, Rock Bear always gives me that one hit. And of course, when the overload wears off, your HP goes back up. So now we'll switch to twin daggers, and this is why you should use the right ring. So every time you hit when you're in the air, actually you kind of home into them. And then when you're in the air, and then you somersault, your gauge stays up. See, actually, I kind of like daggers. Like I said, they're not my favorite kind of weapons to use, but they're good weapons. And see, as long as you stay in the air, you can just do a lot of damage with twin daggers. And that's why the ring is important to have. Okay, and with that, I will go ahead and end the video because I'm pretty sure the Rock Bears had enough of me beating on him. So guys, if you have any questions or comments about Fighter, I'll be able to answer them in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will try to get the gunner video out as fast as I can, but I got to level my gunners. It's only 33. So until next time, guys, peace.